Shouldn't you know who you are by now? That was a question that I got this week. I was talking to one of my aunties. She's in her 80s. I was telling her, she's asked me what I was doing. I was telling her about the Discovering Me. And she asked me, shouldn't you know who you are by now? That's a good question. Let's get into it. Hey, ladies, it's me, El Marie, and welcome to the Discovering Me podcast. I'm so glad you are here today. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So, the question is posed: shouldn't you know who you are by now? We should. But if you don't, it's okay, because the thing is, nobody taught us how to figure out who we are. Nobody taught us how to figure out how to discover ourselves. Nobody taught us about the things that make a difference in our behaviors and why we do the things that we do. Nobody really dug into that because nobody really showed them. And the people that didn't show them didn't show them. And so it's a generation of not really knowing who you are. And that's why we have a world full of identity crisis. Like, we have an identity crisis in this world, in this nation, all around us, when people don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. They equate who they are to what they do, to how they feel. Do you know that feelings are fleeting? I may feel upset, aggravated, frustrated in one moment, and then I finally eat something for the day and I feel happy and excited and ready to take on the day. Um, Sometimes I get hangry, and it's not that's just who I am. I'm always angry. I am not an angry person, but sometimes I get frustrated. Sometimes I get sad. Sometimes I have anxiety, but it doesn't define who I am, right? So the definition of who you are is not your behaviors, is not what you do, is not how you feel. So, El Marie, what in the world defines who I am? God defines who you are, right? And so don't check out yet. Don't check out because of that statement, because the thing is that God created us. He is the ultimate creator. So who better to know who we are than our creator, the one who created us? You just think about different things that you have. You can look around your room and see what you have going on. And like in the background, I have journals and books and things of that nature. And the creators of those things knew the purpose of those things before they created it. They said, I need something that'll do da 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 da. Same thing with us. Same thing with us and God. God, the creator, said, I need a person on earth that can do this, this, and this. So let me create that person so I can put them on the earth to complete this, and this. So it's up to us to really ask our creator what the this and this and this and this is. Because if we don't ask, if we don't seek out, if we don't dig, if we don't ask the question, if we don't sincerely wait for the answer, because a lot of times we ask questions of God and we pray to God and we're like, God, what is this doing? And who am I? And when am I going to get this? And who are you, God? Have we ever asked the question, who is God? Because the simple fact is that we can ask all those questions and not wait for the answer. But when we ask who is God and we start digging into his word and scripture and all of the things, and we find out his nature, we find out his character, we can start finding out who we are, because we were definitely created in the image of God. He tells us that we are his image bearers. So we are bearing the image of God. So God is not one-dimensional. He's multidimensional. That's why he needs so many people. That's why he wanted to put so many people on earth, because he's not just one-dimensional. He needs for us to show all of the aspects all of the characteristics that he has, and all of the things that he can do. We put so many limits on ourselves because we don't know who we are. We don't know the greatness that's inside of us. And that's just not a cliche to get you going. But we don't know the greatness that's inside of us because we don't take the time to discover. I wonder how many people die unfulfilled? How many people leave this earth just working and trying to make a dollar, but never create memories? They never create loving families. They have families and they're working and they're providing, but are they loving? That can be a show of love, but what else? If nobody tells you that they love you and they don't show it, how do you feel? Or if somebody is showing you that they love you, but you don't know that's what that is, because that's not how you are open to receive love, it's for naught. Like, it's not happening. It's not happening. I tell my parental lovies all the time, ask your kids, find out how they receive love, because all that you're doing for your children, they don't really care. I'm doing this for my kids. I got to do this for my kids. This for my kids. I got to get this for my kids. Your kids don't really care if they're not seeing you, if they're not getting hugs, if they're not getting attention, if they're not getting words of affirmation, if they're not getting love in the way that they receive it. They don't care about all that other stuff. They don't care about no Jordans. Do you know how many times a child will dog out Jordans because they don't know the value of it? And you get upset and then you buy another pair? What is the pattern here? What are we learning? What are we gathering? And so this is why we have to discover who we are. Because it's so funny. I saw a video the other day, and this man was living vicariously through his daughter at the book fair. You know, book fair at school, they used to be the jump off. So like the what is it, scholars, whatever, the book fair would come in town. I didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't get anything but maybe like a bookmark, but I love books. And so he was saying the same thing. When he was little, he couldn't get a lot of things from the book fair, and he looked at all the other kids getting stuff. So he put a lot of money on his child's book fair card, and she came home with 3 books that equaled like $20, and he put like $200 in there because he was living through his daughter. That's not what his daughter wanted. She didn't want that. How many times are you living through the people that raised you, or living through influencers? And that's not even what you want. At the end of the day, that's not what you want. At the end of the day, you may just want to have peace and not have to worry about bills. But do you want to work so hard? Like, you don't want to work. You don't want to work all day, every day. So you got to figure out what that root want is. So that's a part of discovering ourselves. Why do I want money? Everybody says, I want money. Money would be this, and not everybody, but a lot of people say, I want money. I want money. But why? Why do you even want money? Let's dig deeper. What is the money? What do you think the money's going to do for you? You know, everybody, or a lot of people like, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship. Why? What is that relationship going to do for you? Is it filling voids that you never got filled from discovering who you are? Is it making your self-worth go up? Does it make you feel valuable because you're in a relationship and somebody wants you? Like, why do we want these things? And the why is why we do self-discovery. Getting into the why, digging into the roots. And that's the thing. When I think about self-discovery, I'm always thinking about planting and gardening and that things of that nature, because it's such a good analogy to self-discovery. Because we're not creating anything when we discover who we are, when we find out who we are. We're just discovering it. That means it's already there. The reason for your existence is already inside of you, and you just have to discover it. It may look like digging. It may look like getting dirty. It may be sad. It may be frustrating. It may be bringing up old wounds that never healed. But it will make you feel so liberated. It will make you feel so free. It will make you feel like, that's what I'm here for. I've been doing all this crazy stuff for no reason, but this is why I'm here. So let me focus on that. And it kind of streamlines your life, because you don't have to you don't have to do all this. You don't have to try everything unless you just want to do it for fun. But whenever you know your purpose, man, you can get so focused. You can get so focused and you can start making decisions that make sense. You can start understanding how easy it is to say no, because you have a focal point now. You have a target that you're trying to reach. Can you still have fun? Absolutely. Do you still love on people? Do you still build relationships? Yes. But there's a greater focus that this is why I'm doing this. I'm going to tell you about my character and what I found out about myself and how it helps me make decisions. So I found out that a huge part of my character is to be a nurturer. For the longest time, I did not know why I love kids so much. I did not know why kids gravitate to me so much. I didn't know why gentlemen would gravitate towards me so much. And here I am thinking no, I didn't. I never thought I was a dom. But here I am, like, excited that I'm getting attention from guys. But the more I discovered who I am, I was able to discern that attention, right? Here I thought I was supposed to be a teacher because kids gravitated to me so much because I love kids. That was not what I'm supposed to be doing. I was supposed to mother the unmothered and undermothered. It sounds weird, right? What does that even mean? That means like there are some people out here that their moms really tried the best that they could, but they didn't get the love from their mother. They didn't get the wisdom. They didn't get the knowledge. They didn't get the life application that they needed from their mother. They didn't get the teachable moments that were needed to navigate this world. They didn't get that, but their mothers tried, or maybe their mothers didn't try. Whatever the case may be, no judgment on the mom, but that's why God put me here for those individuals, mostly young women. But when I was dating, I understood that my nurturing still attracted men that did not have that great mother relationship as well. And they would say, I don't know why I'm so attracted to you. You're so different. Like, I don't know why I'm opening up to you so much. It's because my nurturing character, my nurturing nature. And I didn't know what that was, and I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't know why things were happening until I started discovering that in myself. I asked God. He was like, you're a nurturer. And so I looked up the definition. I started researching what nurturers are and things of that nature. And I was like, oh, shoot, I am a nurturer. That's pretty cool, right? And then when I realized that I'm a nurturer, I was like, well, that's why I'm not a teacher. So I didn't go to school to be a teacher anymore. I went for a little bit and I was going to be a teacher, and I didn't do that anymore. I was able to say no. I was able to keep that money in my pocket because I had a focal point. I asked God, am I supposed to be a teacher? No. Okay, cool. Check that off. Let's go on to the next thing. And sometimes the answer is not that simple, and sometimes you have to try out different things and you have to be in certain situations. So for me, a really good experience that I had in conjunction with being a nurturer is being a house mom. First it was boys. They had been taken away from their home or voluntarily put there by their guardians or taken away from their home by CPS. And so this was a safe place for them to come until their family could, one, get reunified or go to another household. And so I was the house mother. That was so fulfilling to me. That was so fulfilling because it takes the limits off of nurturing and teaching, because my nurturing is a lot more in depth than just a teacher. And not when I say just a teacher, y'all, teachers are amazing. I don't know how you do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I even went to a substitute teacher class and was like, no. Because they, and I get it. They told you, the thing for me is they said you can't hug the kids. And if they have a problem, tell them to go to the guidance counselor. And I already know in me, I'm a nurturer at this point. And I already know that God has blessed me with solutions when it comes to children. So I wouldn't have been able to follow the rules. So I just stopped trying to be a substitute teacher too. So Once again, I was able to say no to an opportunity because I knew who I was. And so even with working, where I worked in was a house mom. Then I was a house mom for teenage girls. Met one of my goddaughters. We're still connected today. Now she has children. And then I work with single moms and their children in a housing environment. And the thing was with that is like I had a amazing. She's now one of my best friends, amazing partner, and she dealt with the mom side of things and I dealt with the children side of things and the parenting side of things. And so we worked together as a duo. But what I'm trying to say is these opportunities, they were different and they weren't my end story, but it was an assignment that I needed to cultivate the nurturing side of me, to really pinpoint, to learn about behaviors and why people do the things that they do, to be able to talk to children and teach them how to open up to me and be that warm person that they need. So even though I didn't stay at that job, it was so intricate to my life. And I was able to take those opportunities and see them as opportunities because I wasn't making the best money. For sure, I wasn't making the best money, but I was comfortable and I was able to not only help children but also cultivate the gift and the character of nurturing that's inside of me. Had I not known who I was, had I not went on this journey of self-discovery when I did back in my late 20s, early 30s is when I really started, I would have been still at the bank somewhere. Still at the bank. I always said I wanted to be a boss. I wanted to be a boss. So to me, that equated CEO, CFO, COO, whatever, that put the C in front of it. Okay. But little did I know in the future that meant entrepreneurship. That means owning my own and not just running somebody else's. Right? And so what we think is one thing could be something totally different, and we won't know until we continue or start the intentional journey of self-discovery. So should you know who you are? Absolutely. If you don't, it's okay. It's okay, because I'm still learning, because we're still getting to know who we are through all of that, because that's a lot. We have transitions. As we get older, we lose people. We lose friends. We lose family, whether it's to death or just outgrowing the relationship. Maybe we moved away. Maybe we started our own families. Maybe you're a mom now and you weren't a mom 10 years ago. You weren't a mom 2 years ago. You weren't a mom 20 years ago. Maybe you came out of high school and was a mom. Now what? Your kids are grown. Now what? What are you supposed to do now? The more we discover who we are, the easier it is to make those decisions. All right? The kids are gone. I'm an empty nester. My baby is grown. I'm still a mother. They're still going to come to me for things. But what am I supposed to do with my life? What has God told me to do other than raise my children? What has God told me to do other than be a wife? What has God told me to do other than the things that I am doing? And now I am a mom. So what does that look like in conjunction to who I am? I figured out who I was individually, but now I'm a whole mom. I'm a whole wife. Those are the questions that we ask ourselves. And the more we learn who we are, self-discovery, discovering me. So I can talk for myself. I've been here. I am here. We are in this together. That's why this community is so important. This is why the Lovies are so important, because we're in this together. When I shed tears, there may be tears, that same tears that you shedding. Maybe we're going through the same thing. Maybe we're not. But you can still feel it. You can still feel change. You can still feel confusion. You can still feel a wanting to know who you are. You can still feel that there's more. So whether the details are the same or the details are different, we're still here for each other. Okay? So leave me a comment to know where you are. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so, please. Leave me a comment to let me know where you are in your life and what you're having challenges with in reference to your identity, in reference to who you are, in reference to even self-discovery. Let's chat about it. If you want to leave a private comment, go ahead to my IG page. I'm going to link both pages because I have a coaching page and then my personal page. I'm going to link both pages in the description box. I'm also going to link the link to the Discovering Me guide. It's an ebook and it's sitting there waiting. That ebook is only $5. Go ahead and click the link and get yours today so that you can understand what I'm saying and understand that you're not alone and that you're not like weird, or that well, I am weird, but you're not like by yourself. And this is something very, very normal that a lot of our lovies go through. And this is why I'm here. And this is why the podcast is here. And this is why I do what I do. And this is why the book is here for you. Because it's just not me. I've seen it, I've heard it, I understand it. And I want to be able to share my journey with you so you can see the tangible things. I want to be able to give you practical and tangible things that you can utilize in your everyday. Like for right now, your life work is to ask God who you are. Ask God who you are and listen for the answer. Okay? And be okay with that. Don't argue. Don't argue. All right, lovies, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for entrusting me with pouring into you. Anything you need, IG, Facebook, the book link is going to be in the description box. I'm excited about your life. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, toodles.